Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Well, today is so important that we find our balance in an unbalanced world. This is the very true thing. That there's so much imbalance going on. Mental imbalance, physically we feel imbalanced, spiritually sometimes we're not quite sure. But during these times we have to find what is the balance, even with that imbalance. What does that mean? It means that we have to find where is our place of being, where is that centeredness within the self, and how do we continue to relate to the core of who we are so that we can feel and experience what this life is. There's so much goodness in this life. There's so much to grow with, so much to evolve ourselves with, so much in sharing with others and being with others, so much that we have, so much greatness that can be evolved through us. Even in this time of this darker age, this Kali Yuga, this darker age. Because from this darker age comes the Sat Yuga, comes the age of truth. And the age of truth is already here within us, but is now coming to a point where we hit a low point in what is happening through the darker age to be able to come into the light age. But we shall enter that light age. And our consciousness, in many of us, is already set for that time, is already set for the movement into the age of light. And that age of light is that age where we see the equality of each other, where we want peace, we don't want to have war, where we want to find solutions through communication, to see each other the same, not what is so much different about each of us, but where we can find the sameness with each of us. And how through that we can have dialogue, and through that dialogue have decisions, and through decisions we can serve the interest of all humanity and the protection of our Mother Earth. So there's a consciousness which is rising, and that consciousness that is rising can't be stopped. Even there may be some that may want to stop that rise in consciousness, and will do, especially as we come to the end of this Kali Yuga, that they will want to put extra force against us to stop that growth of the purity of the thought of truth, of truthful living, and of finding equality and freedom in the hearts of all people. But in these times, we're in this age of light, we're growing through that age into that Sat Yuga. And that we have to be very positive in our energy, very strong in our energy, and not to live in fear. What will keep us imbalanced, and those who want to keep us imbalanced will always do that by creating a fear and creating a doubt. So that doubt is that it separates the mind, it creates within us a duality. Duality means, should I do it, should I not do it, am I doing it, where am I doing it, am I human, am I not human? That duality of understanding that then becomes affected in the way that we proceed in life and what our actions are. So that there's a division, there's a separation of that. And it takes us further away from the core of our inner truth. So a lot of things these days are there to take us away from the core truth of our inner being. By masking, by creating fears, by creating doubt, so that this mind of ours, which is a vast consciousness, many, many aspects to this mind. If you take like a crystal, a quartz crystal, and you look at the cut, or you look at a diamond, and you see all those little facets and everything that go, and the mind is like that diamond or that crystal that has so many facets. So much that goes on in our mind. If you think even about your own mind, what is that thinking process? And how many angles you go, and triangles you go, and ups that you go, and this side that you go, and here's how you see this, that's how you feel that, this is where that creativity comes. In the sense we say actually there's 84 main aspects of the mind. 84 main. Those are just the major aspects of the mind. So within that, the mind itself can be taken into different directions. It's very true. And those directions can be affected by what is going on in the world today. And we can become some will become depressed by it, some will want to move through it, some will want to try to understand. But the key of it is to come back to the center of you and your heart and your soul and your spirit. To understand the essence of the self within you and to be strong with that, to have that strength. That's why we talk about connecting to our breath at our navel point, so that the breath becomes deeper, that prana, that energy center becomes strong, so that the pranic energy can move through us. And we can let go in the downward force of energy, the apana. So we have the prana, that life force energy, and the apana, which is the eliminative force energies, which balance themselves at this navel point. So it's very important to keep ourselves regulated that way so that this energy can flow through us, but we're also clearing ourselves out at the same time, both the physical clearance and the mental clearance. So physical clearance comes from how you digest your food, what foods that you're eating, how they move through you. Rule of thumb we go by is don't eat anything which doesn't digest within 24 hours, which includes meat, fish, and eggs. And that's our way of thinking about the diet, so that within the 24 hours your food can be digested. And mentally, to keep that balance is the power of your meditative mind. It's only through meditation, really through sound vibration meditation, that you can be in the stillness of the self so that the mind can find its pattern that's based on your breath, connected to the breath, that allows the mind itself to have a clear thought, an expanded thought, and not get caught into the doubts and the fears. Because those doubts and the fears is what will eat us. So we have to guard that within ourselves by what I'm saying: eat properly, physically to guard yourself, mentally to meditate, and spiritually to understand the scope of your spiritual journey. Whatever that spiritual journey is for you, however you see it, you construct it, you live it, whatever choice you make on that path of your spiritual journey in this life. But to keep that journey strong, to keep your spiritual life strong, your mental life secure, your physical body well. These are the aspects of understanding the body, mind, spirit, the trinity of how to be healthy, happy, and full within your life, and not get caught into the dramas and the traumas. Many will try to draw us into the dramas. They'll try to bring us into the traumas. They'll try to create disasters around. For what reason? Only create a chaos. What we say is karma: motion to commotion, commotion to drama, drama to trauma, trauma to disaster. So we want to avoid getting into those dramas and into those traumas and to be able to see clearly. And what's the best way to see clearly? Vibrate at the third eye point, at the ajna, sixth chakra, the agya chakra, your command center. When the pituitary is strong, when you're seeing through the vision of that third eye, they call it, the ajna, then we see into the realm of who we are. And we project into the realm of who we are. And the power of your meditative mind is to activate the pituitary gland, which is your master gland, which regulates every gland in your body. And as you meditate, the mind itself can unravel itself, can become calm and still, to allow the glandular system to balance, to allow the movement of energy through you from the base of the spine, through the central nerve of the spine, so that that channel into the brain, by balancing your nervous system, Ida, Pingala, and Shushmana, you can balance all that aspect of yourself so that the energy is flowing, which is based at your breath, which will give you that strong sense of physical self, mental self, and the spiritual path. So it's not simple, but it's not also not hard. It's just something that is developed within when we make that commitment to want to grow. Because the age of light has to come. And the age of light is already activated. It's already part of us. And we know that because of the alignment of the planets, what is happening with that, the harmonic convergence of the planets that is happening now, that has to open up that door. But we also know that at the last ditch of that, they'll try those last ditches of efforts to try to stop that growth. But it can't be stopped. That's the reality. How long it takes, I don't know. But we can't stop the reality, because everything shall be exposed. There's nothing that's going to be hidden. They tried to hide, some tried to hide, we tried to hide. We can't hide anymore, it's impossible. Because the age of truth with the harmonic convergence of the planets brings that energy that opens up the doors so that we can become honest and truthful. So as the Satyug, as the age of truth moves through us, we grow into that truth. So there's a lot of understanding within that. There's a lot to grow within that. And my message is: find your balance during these unbalanced times. Find your center of the self, the core of who you are. And most importantly in these times, live your truth. This is the mantra of this time. And that mantra is: live your truth. Living your truth, expressing your truth, being truthful within the core of yourself, and be truthful in the life that you live. And through that truth shall come all that you need. And there won't be any confusion in a confused time. And you won't be imbalanced in this imbalanced time, but you shall find your balance, which shall carry you through this world ocean. This world ocean is here, the Sagar is called ocean. And Sagar means that that ocean shall be there. And we, on our spiritual pathway, we flow through that ocean until it becomes Sukh Sagar, till it becomes the peaceful movement of that ocean, of that water energy. And that vibrates within us, so that every cell of the body can be nourished and you can grow. So let us keep that firmly in our consciousness. Let's not ever be defeated, but be victorious. And victory comes when the balance within you can see the openness of the entire cosmos during an imbalanced time to find your truth, to live your truth, to speak your truth, to honor the truth of others. What do we say in that communication? First thing is listen patiently. Second is respond promptly. Third is answer effectively. And fourth is stay in command of yourself. Don't lose yourself. So it starts with that patient listening. Listen patiently. Respond promptly. Answer effectively. And stay in command of yourself. And every situation can grow from that. And always speak that truth. So let us hold that deep into our heart. Let us pray for peace on this planet. Let us work with other light workers who are working to share the same message, that this age of light shall grow and that we create a better world for our future generations, our young people, our children, our babies, to inherit a world of peace and prosperity and abundance for everyone. Every person has a right of happiness. That's the birthright of every human being. The birthright of every human being is the right to happiness. So let us find the true happiness in our souls. Let us share that happiness and grow in a difficult time to prosper, to achieve success, to reach out, to teach out, and to bring hope to this world. We'll never lose hope. But hope starts with each and every one of us. To be hopeful, hopeful means to be full of hope. And we shall see this change, God willing, maybe in my lifetime. But let us never lose this pathway, and let our spiritual journey be a journey of truth, of peace, and fulfillment. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.